So I think I've finished everything on the DR650 that I'm going to do for now. So just run quickly through. So I've got a JNS mudguard brace just to stop the big mudguard flapping about. I like the big mudguard actually. It stops a lot of debris and water getting thrown up, so I don't mind that. So the JNS brace stops that flapping about. Got a parabellum screensaver, headlight saver to protect the headlight. I've got a parabellum screen fitted. I've got the GPS fitted, I covered that in a previous video. I've got the bark busters fitted, covered that in a previous video. The double take mirrors, these are really good, enable you to fold them out the way if you're off-road. I covered the electronics on the cockpit in a previous video, so that's all covered as well. Something I didn't cover was the cables. So I fitted the rock risers, the 2-inch rock risers, to give me more height, because I'm 6'2", so I needed a little bit more height. These work really well, raised them vertically up. But what I found was I didn't like the cable routing, so I got cables from Motion Pro. The throttle cables are +3 inches. They work really well. They go over the top there and down the normal side, which is the left hand side, I think. Yeah, left hand side. The clutch cable I got +3 inches as well, but the clutch cable's got a little trick. The trouble with the clutch cable is you can't go underneath the speedo because you've raised your cables, your handlebars up, so you have to come over the top. So in hindsight, I probably would have gone +4 inches with the clutch cable if I was going to go the clutch cable again. So the +3 inches on the throttle works really well. I probably would have gone slightly longer on the clutch cable if I was going to do it again, and I'd probably go +4 inches on that to give it more room over the top of the speedo. It's got the standard speedo and ignition and warning lights. I haven't touched them, and I think that's everything on the front of the bike. The other next thing is the seat concepts. This is fantastic. Seat concepts +1 inch higher. It's got the semi-grip top. That is a lovely seat and it works really well. It's really comfortable. I look forward to riding that. Going down to the sides of the bike, I've fitted B&B case covers and B&B frame covers, Warp 9 footrest foot pegs. These are fantastic, give you a much better platform compared to the originals. The reason I fitted to the standard foot peg mounts is I didn't want to change the geometry of the bike. If you lower the mounts, it reduces your ground clearance, and it also changes all your controls geometry. So I've left the foot pegs at the same height, but I've got a +1 inch on the seat and a +2 inches on the handlebars. So that works really well for me. And I've got the same on the other side, case savers and frame savers. I forgot on the front here, I've got the R&B or the RB Adventure oil cooler protector. That is really nice. It's a bit tricky to get on, but once it's on, you can see there it gives you a full casing protection for the oil cooler, so I'm really happy with that. That was a good addition. Moving back, I've got the soft case or the pannier racks. I'm going to get Moto Moscow panniers for this, so I'll make a video of that later. These are bought on eBay from, I think it's Raptor Off-Road. These are Australian made. These are quite nice, I like these. The only thing I'm worried about is this single mount here, which is a bolt into the rear brace. We'll see how that goes over the miles, but I really like them. They fit really well as well. They fit over the top of the original rack with a couple of spacers, and then I took the rear foot pegs off because I'm not going to be traveling with people, so you know, just take the rear foot pegs off. I don't see the point of them. I've already covered the I think it's back road rack. That is a really nice rack. I've already covered that in a video. So I've got a footrest protector on this side just to give me a bit more area on the ground. It's always good for that if you've got soft ground. Frame protector, B&B frame protector, B&B case protector, again warp 9 footrests. I've left them at the same height because I quite like the height. Gives you ground clearance and it leaves all your control geometry the same. I talked about the rack on this side. I've also fitted an Optimate plugged straight to the battery. The Optimate plug is it's quite good that because I can charge and I can also jump and I can also power a pump, so that's quite good. I've also got the a slightly bigger toolbox, so I've got some tools in there obviously, slightly bigger. It actually fits quite well under the bike. It goes all the way back there. So that's actually quite nice, that one. I'll put the link in that as well. Moving around to the front here, I think the only thing I've got left to talk about is I fitted proper Suzuki pivot bolts into the clutch and the brake. I would recommend anybody doing this, you do not fit normal bolts. Normal bolts, the threads act as a file on your levers as you pull them in and out because of the threads. So these are proper Suzuki bolts, and they're out of an earlier model. And I also disconnected my clutch on for start. That's just I just pulled that out, tucked it under the headlamp, and put a rubber plug in there. I don't know where the rubber plug came from. It might have been out of an old BSA or something like that. But anyway, so I had a rubber plug lying about and I put that in there. It fits really tight and really well. I think that's it. That's all I've done. That's all I've done. So now I think the key is to ride it. I'm not going to do anything else. I haven't changed any of the forks. I haven't changed the rear shock. I'm going to ride it to see what they feel like. They feel actually okay to me, to be honest. I'm not sure why people change them at the moment. So I'm going to ride it first to see how I feel. And the only thing I've got left to do is fit my Moto Moscow bags. And that's me done. And then I've got a Suzuki lightweight adventure bike that I'll probably keep for a long time, especially as I get a bit older. I find it's very much easier to move this bike about than a much heavier bike. So that's it. That's my Suzuki DR. I'll take it out for a ride and let you know how I get on. Thanks. Bye-bye.